Ricola. Dudes, what up?
What's up? Dudes.
This week we have probably one of the most beloved guests of all time.
I think it's everyone's number one.
Harland Williams, you guys know him, you love him. Super fun, super goofy, super silly. Just our cup of tea. And it gets fun. So stick around for that. But before we go, we got new merch out.
Yeah, dude, we're pumped on this.
And we're really pumped on the designs. I'm rocking this shirt. This is one of my favorite pieces. Long sleeve Stoke tee right here. It says Stoke on the back.
Oh, dude.
If you guys want to represent Stoke Nation, check out the gear. Go to chadandjt.com. It's really cool, really slick designs, and there's a limited amount, so make sure you get them while they're hot.
And I think we also designed it so that even if you are a fan of the show, you're repping the show, but you're also repping something larger than us.
Yeah.
Like it's real, well-designed, well thought out clothing that I think can rip in multiple settings.
It's sort of like premier quality surf shop clothing.
Yes.
Like not where it's like the kind of surf clothing that you could wear on a date.
Yeah, it's like if Ron John had sex with Jack Nicholson.
Exactly. We're also on tour. Next tour day is Fort Wayne, Indiana. We're also doing like San Diego shows here and there. We're going to be at the Hollywood Improv. We were there last night at the time of this recording.
Whoa, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
I can't believe you pulled your dick out.
Dude, yeah, I pulled my dick out. And so if you want to see that and you're in Fort Wayne, Indiana, or just around there, get your tickets to chadandjt.com.
Now you have to pull your dick out.
Yeah, because we're talking in the future. Now I have to do it. It's like, this is like Terminator 2
I
stuff.
just butterfly affected you.
Yeah. Wow. So if you were at the show last night, congrats on seeing my hog. And yeah, let's start the show.
What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT.
Let's flip the patty and let's also flick the nipples. What's up, Stokers of Stoke Nation? This is Chad Kroger coming in with the Going Deep in Chad JT podcast. I'm here with my compadre, Sean Thomas. What up?
Boom clap, Stokers.
And we are here back with Harland. Dude, thank you for joining.
Harland Williams. You know, you're like our most popular episode, especially amongst the hardcore fans.
Absolutely,
like when they do little straw polls on who's the best.
Come on.
You come out on top.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
That's the straight scuttlebutt, baby.
Come on.
I'm telling you.
Me? Moi?
That's no cap from the streets.
Where's your camera? Because I want to
Nice.
thank your
Never said anything like
Dude,
that.
Gen Z terminology.
no cap from the streets.
Yeah, that's how they're talking on the hip parts of town.
And where's your camera? Because I got to say thanks to your peeps, to your brosephioshes.
I think this one.
Where?
Look at this one.
The one that Chad's
here.
pointing at.
Is it? Oh, that one. Can I say thank you to your peeps?
Bro, let him have it.
Thanks for making me the #1 capper. What was it? The cap.
No cap means it's not a lie, but we call them stokers.
Okay. Hey,
We're
stokers.
crossing streams linguistically.
Hey, stoker. Shh. Hey, stokers. Thanks for making me your #1. My name's Chucky, and I'll be your friend till the end. I stole the line from the Chucky movies.
Oh, dude.
Is that what he says in Child's Play?
Yeah, he says, I'll be your friend till the end.
Well, this is Grown Man Serious.
Say, hey, what now?
Instead of Child's Play?
Oh, what if he's grown man serious?
That's you,
Wow.
baby.
That's me.
I wanted to ask you, is this the sexiest you've ever felt? Like in your whole life?
You know, it's organically, it's the sexiest I've ever felt, but I'm in show business, and I put together a show where I sort of had to force myself to be sexy. Have you ever seen that show, Undercover Boss?
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote a show, and we've been shooting for the last 4 months at night called Undercover Whore. And what I do is I wow, okay. When's it my turn to shine? So what I do is I go out at night. I have a black leather mini skirt, and I hit truck stops. I'll hit a Denny's. I got fishnets. I got heels, and I walk around with the night walkers. And I'm just an undercover whore, and I try to, infiltrate. I don't know if you've ever heard that word, infiltrate.
How far do you go with doing the job?
I'll go all the way. I've done a triple bypass orgy. Like
Wow.
we had a van full of guys that just they snuck them out of Cedar Sinai. They had triple bypasses.
And they were cut wide open?
No, they were stitched. We call it a Frankenstein mount. And we had a good time with them. And it's undercover whore, so you got to go all the way.
Do you hit glory holes?
You'll hit a glory hole up now and then. Yeah.
Do you hit the glory hole, and just by nature of the show, do you hit the glory hole and then at the end be like, hey, it's me, Harland?
Well, when you do this, that's a lot of body language.
Yeah.
So you got to remember, it's a glory hole. We're working with this much real estate. So I don't
Right.
go,
That's
hey,
big.
it's me, it's Harland. After the act's finished, I come down with my eye and I go, hey, it's me, Harland. And people recognize my eyes.
Oh, you have iconic eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
My
So,
cousin Ron used to blow guys at glory holes. And one time a guy couldn't get hard and he called him a boring hole.
whoa, bro. Flatten the salami and play the skin flute till your fucking toenails curl up and you become a reverse three-toed sloth and climb down a tree instead of up.
That's crazy. Do you have trouble getting hard as an undercover whore?
Good question.
Dude, I commit. No. No.
Are you all natural?
The only thing that really holds me back is that black leather mini skirt, right?
Right.
Because how you can press and press, and it's hard to,
Where do you find all the chicks who want to sleep with you?
Well, I said whore, not gigolo.
Oh, so it's mostly dudes.
Yeah, truck stops. Then I don't want to do it. I don't party on Fun Street, but it's for the show.
It's work.
It's work.
It's
You're
acting.
either going to commit to the role or you're not.
What's your whore name?
Well, in Bakersfield, where we shot a lot of it, it's Cinnamon Twat. Well, feel like maybe I'm being insulted.
No one's
here.
laughing at you. We're
okay.
impressed by your commitment and by the colorful names you give
Right.
to things.
Cinnamon Twat, and down we shot the last season down in San Diego, Bubblegum Clit Sally.
Bubblegum Clit
Yeah.
Sally. So, in terms of inspiration, what actors or what horrors have inspired you in your performance?
I'd say one of the biggest horrors was who's that guy? James
Baldwin?
Gandolfini.
James Gandolfini.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't he the guy?
Tony Soprano.
Yeah, total whore. Yeah,
Yeah. In the
Yeah.
show, he was a big slut.
yeah.
Was he like that in real life too? You knew him.
Well, yeah, he was. He was.
Tell us about the fishing trips you used to go on with Big Gandalf.
So we'd go.
That was your nickname for him.
We'd go up to a place called Mammoth Lakes. It's about 6 hours north of Cali. And we would go up there. We'd rent a cabin. And he'd tell his wife he was going fishing. And we'd get up there, and this guy would spread eagle faster than Rod Stewart at a fucking Vaseline party, Brosh.
Wow.
I mean, this guy's legs would fly open like a garage door at a all-you-can-eat fucking Shelley Duvall concert. And,
Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah,
That's wide.
yeah, just wide and
Yeah, that's a lot.
tight.
Was he a good lay?
I didn't lay him. I didn't power ride, but I heard word on the street he could power glide. Yeah.
Does he assume like the Tony Soprano persona? He's like, hey, do you want some gabagool? And it's-
I don't know. I never witnessed an act. I just was around him. You could hear the drywall shaking.
He's a big guy.
He's a
too.
big guy.
I mean, that's Brokeback Mountain, but like
Yeah.
That'll actually break the back.
That's more like Mount St. Helens, that one. Just eruption. Yeah. Boulders rolling and children getting their spinal bifida squished out of them.
So can we like role play? Let's say I'm a John
Okay.
and I'm approaching Cinnamon Twat. I just want to see your sort of opener and how you wrangle in Johns.
Sure. Let me move my drink.
Rolling down the window. Hey. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, you looking for some heat?
Yeah, Roger referred me to you, or
Oh yeah, Raj.
you're Cinnamon Twat, right?
Yeah, Cinnamon Twat. Listen, I could wrap my legs around you like a Cirque du Soleil performer with epilepsy. You want to party? You want to... Are you laughing at me?
No, dude. I'm just so excited. I feel like I just forgot lube, though. Do you have lube?
I've got lube, all right. Yeah. You want to party?
Let's party. Hop in my Ford Ranger.
300 first.
Oh, yeah. Here you go. I'll pay the other half next, after the act.
Okay, let's party. And that's kind of,
Why the emphysema?
Well, what you do is you sniff the money to make sure that it's real. People, in the places I was, you get a lot of counterfeit.
A lot of Monopoly bills.
Yeah, just like, the people are struggling these days. There's a lot of counterfeit going around, so you got to sniff it, make sure. Money has that scent,
Yeah. Power.
like it's got that money has a real scent. See what you got going.
Yeah, I don't want to flex, but I think I got some
Yeah.
shingles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is it
nice.
real?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. A oney, couple of oneies. 3 oneies. 3 oneies. Won't get you many honeys, but let's see. One of these is fake.
Which one?
See if you can pick it. I know which one.
The middle one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sniff it. Sniff that one.
It's blank. There's nothing.
Now sniff these little puppies.
They smell.
Right.
Wow.
That's what I do. That's what Cinnamon Angel does, or whatever the fuck my name was.
1-year-old dog, Rumpus,
Yeah.
was a cop dog.
Oh, the drug dog?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he used to work over at the airport. And one time he found a bag of cocaine up a woman's you-know-what and sniffed it out, and they yanked it, and he got addicted to the smell of you-know-what and couldn't sniff coke anymore. He became a full-on whore dog. Yeah, he started just sneaking into shelters at night and pounding everything in there.
Wow. Do you think he was happier?
I think he was happier. Yeah.
That's a better life.
Fucking, he'd go down to the Humane Society. He'd go to the kill centers, where they put the dogs to sleep.
So sad.
He'd go on death row, pound their brains out because he knew they were dying in the morning.
Right.
Just let them ride.
It's a good
Send him off on a
service.
high note.
Yeah. And sometimes how dogs, after they've had intercourse, their phallus gets stuck. Did you know that? They get stuck in a dog. And this is how I caught the guy. One day he got stuck and he snuck in, came home 4 a.m. with a dachshund stuck on to his
Attached to
undercarriage,
him.
still
Oh,
attached.
dude, you must have been pissed.
This dog was crying, so now I had to feed 2 dogs. And, God, and it stayed on there for a good, probably half a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And in those situations, you have to let them just stay.
Just got to let them stay. And
Yeah.
sometimes, have you ever seen, when you go to 7-Eleven, you have the wieners that roll on the thing? So if you have a dachshund stuck to your bigger dog's phallus, and you just slap it, just kind of like an Italian, a fuck you slap, the dog will roll. It'll rotate on the bigger dog's phallus. So now you got a spinning wiener dog on the undercarriage of your husky, your Rottie, your Irish wolfhound.
Wow.
And I just see that thing spinning down the street. It's like being at a Santa Claus parade, but you've got spinal bifida.
Wow.
I like how you stood up to the homeowners association too when they wanted you to put Rumpus down because he was slamming too many of the neighborhood dogs.
Yeah, well, what I did is I there's a trick that it's a common trick. Do you have dogs? You guys dog owners? Have you taught your dog this trick, how to play dead?
All the time.
So what you do is to fuck over your neighbors is you say it loudly where they're in their yard barbecuing or having a pool party or whatever, and you play dead, Rumpus, and you know they heard it. You can sort of see them peeking over that. And what you do is you go through it. You get a shovel. You know, your dog lays down, pretends it's dead. You dig about a 6-foot hole in the ground, throw your live dog in, and bury it like it's really dead.
His death.
You fake the death. And then at night, you wait till it's finally claws its way out, and you pretend it's a zombie, and you smash it in the face with the shovel. It goes back. Well, just trying to. Wow. Okay.
So you had to.
Fuck me tender.
You had to prove that you were 100% in. Rumpus
So this way, they think Rumpus is gone.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's still around.
Just wearing a wig.
Oh man, imagine a dog with a wig.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
I don't know.
Would you put a wig on a dog?
To keep it from getting killed, I would.
But what about just to go out, like to a dog park? Like, would you slap, let's say, a Tina Turner wig on a Roddy?
I would. That
Yeah.
sounds really funny.
What about you? Let's say a Farrah Fawcett wig on a Basset
These are great
Hound?
hairstyles you're picking.
Well, if you're gonna wig it out with a hound, you might as well
If Basset Hound, if it's in heat, absolutely.
a Farrah Fawcett wig.
Oh yeah.
I'd put Whoopi Goldberg dreads on probably a Rhodesian Ridgeback
That's a good dog.
and go hunting for quail.
I'd put a Julius Erving fro on a Bichon Frise.
Brosephiash. Talk to me.
The contrast.
Dude, this is like art.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I'd put an
Rough
afro.
haul.
I'd put an afro on one of those bald dogs from South America. You ever seen those ones that have no fur?
Yeah.
You just slap a friggin' afro on that puppy and watch it strut down the street eating cabbage rolls or whatever they eat.
Like a Chihuahua with alopecia.
Oh, wow. Talk to me, guy.
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
I put a bowl cut on a Dalmatian one time.
Are you serial?
Mm-hmm.
A bowl cut on a Dally.
It was the fireman's dog, yeah. Because it had a lot of attitude because it was the fireman's dog.
Yeah.
And I was like, you need a bowl cut just to, right size you a little bit.
I kind of stray away from Dalmatians because I had an incident. I don't know if you guys ever heard about this, but I accidentally, I don't even know if I should bring this up. I accidentally killed a family. I purchased a Dalmatian on the black market. Someone up in Bakersfield was selling. It was on Craigslist. Puppy, right? Beautiful Dalmatian puppy. Get it home. I'm raising them. I'm feeding them, getting them going. This thing hits 3 years old. Turns out it was an albino jaguar. Ate my neighbor's kids.
Oh my God.
And am I to blame? It was an albino. It had the spots. It had the Dalmatian spots. Mm-hmm. I mean, how am I supposed to know?
Was it getting in trees and all that, doing jaguar shit?
Dogs will climb anything if you let them.
That's what I figured too, yeah.
And this thing, one night it sneaks out, eats 3 children. There were legs in the yard. There was a neck, a 4-year-old's neck bone, like the Cravel clave on the sidewalk.
Did you feel guilt?
No, how do I know? How do you differentiate a Dalmatian from an albino jaguar? Who can do that?
I was on speakerphone when the neighbors came over to yell at you about it.
Okay.
And you just said plainly, honest mistake.
Honest. And honesty is the best policy. Let me ask you this. Would you know the difference between an albino leopard or jaguar and a Dalmatian?
No, only if it told me.
Right?
And they're deaf.
Yeah.
Dalmatians.
Are they?
I think so.
Huh.
That's why they're on fire trucks.
Oh, because of the
Doesn't bother them.
sirens. I did not know that.
Might be an old wives' tale.
Wow. That makes sense. And if they're not deaf, they'd probably go deaf pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You still talk to your childhood principal once a week?
Oh, God, that guy. Yeah. I mean, Mr. King is not someone that I really want to stay in touch with, but,
He's proud of you.
well, he should be proud when you take a young boy's virginity in a refrigerated meat truck.
Hmm.
If that's pride, then you can go sit on a merry-go-round, turn your horse backwards, and ride into fucking Cherry Delicious's house of fucking crab beef.
He targeted you because you were on the carnivore diet, right?
Hmm?
He targeted you because you were on the carnivore diet, right? And he's like,
I don't know
bunch
that
of
word.
meat.
Carnivore?
Yeah, you just eat meat.
That's where the issue with the Jaguar came from.
Wait a minute. So a vegetarian eats vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
and a carnivore eats meat?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's these teeth, the canines.
Yeah.
They're meant to tear meat.
An herbivore eats herbs.
Herbivore.
Uh-huh.
But your principal had no canine teeth. They were all sanded down. He had all molars.
Wait, how do you know so much about Mr. Gravel?
He got hammered. He goes by a lot of aliases,
Yeah.
his principal.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, brother. Come on, man. I'm amazed that you still take his calls, considering what,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of, I would call a crime that he perpetrated on you, a great trauma.
Yeah, he you know.
But you still pick up.
You know what? Do you want to hold a grudge in life? I think one of the biggest things that slows people down in life is holding grudges, right?
It's heavy.
Do you guys believe in forgiveness?
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever had a scenario where someone done you wrong real bad like,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and you had to forgive?
Yeah.
Go. Let's hear this.
I remember one time my dad sent me to military school, and well, this is actually, my drill sergeant bent me over an epson printer,
Dude, or
and
inkjet?
yeah, and you know how when you with sword play, you use wooden swords, bayonets. You use wooden bayonets.
Yeah.
He put a bayonet up my ass, and made me sing the national anthem. And
Dude.
it was at that moment that I forgave my dad, because it led to such a beautiful experience.
It was okay?
Yeah, because I was mad that my dad sent me there, and then that happened, and then I was psyched.
But why military school?
Because I was stoned. Yeah.
He was about to join Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
He was real rebellious.
severe.
Yeah, I had bought my tickets on Al Jazeera Air.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coach or first class?
Coach, man of the people. But I was trying to grow a beard, but I could only
Yeah.
grow
How
Kinda-
old were you?
12.
Oh,
It was
God.
like it was a couple years after the big one in New York, and everyone
Oh.
was so like hardcore patriotic. And then I think like you thought like, oh, this is my lane, like classic rebel stuff. I'll be the pro Al Qaeda guy.
I'm the youngest brother, so I have older brothers that are very pro-America, Navy SEAL types,
Yeah.
and I always just classically rebelled against them, and they're like, we need to go.
How many Brosephiashes do you have?
6.
For reals?
Yeah, and they're all like pro-America, so I was like, oh, I'll become a terrorist.
You're going to be the radical black sheep of the family.
Radical, yeah.
Wow.
But chill about it.
Yeah. Yeah, totally stoked.
I was just there to boost morale for,
Who needs it more than all those virgins, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, my dumb ass, I was like on board hook, line, and sinker. So I don't know, his dad's done the audible and sending him to military school. I'm already at the Al Qaeda training camp going through drills. Then I get the satellite call from Chad, who's like, dude, I love America. I got a bayonet up my ass. I couldn't make heads or tails of it. And
What?
then I'm stuck, part of like a 30-man circus getting ready to take out a bridge. It was heavy, dude.
Bro, you've been traumatized.
That
Did you
was
do therapy?
That was a betrayal I had to forgive.
Oh, so you had to forgive him.
Yeah.
Well, the way he did it is he had a suicide vest.
Okay.
And he basically locked himself in my room, and he's like, disable this bomb or we both die together.
It was hot.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Gandolfini would have been popping.
Yeah.
Wow, Rose.
Sopranos was playing.
That's some major forgiveness.
It was
I'm
crazy.
impressed.
I mean, I love my dog.
Yeah.
And, he sent me
Wow.
into a lifestyle that I probably wouldn't have done independent of
Yeah.
his influence. But at the same time, it's like, there's a reason I followed him, and it was to teach me things. And forgiveness was the biggest lesson.
The biggie.
Can I be honest? I thought I kind of wanted to die in that moment because I was so beautiful. So I cut the red wire thinking the bomb would go off.
I didn't know that.
But
Wow.
that's the one that actually disarmed it.
That's actually the first time hearing about that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Are you okay? Do you need a moment, Brosh?
I mean, I get it, bro. I do get it, because that was a sick experience, and it would have been a good way to go. There's no perfect way to go, and that one had checked a lot of boxes. You're with the homies. There's an explosion. What other boxes are there? But nah, man. Like, you were apologizing, and then you were gonna blow us up.
Well, I wanted.
That's like fucked, bro.
I thought that was peak experience for us. I thought we were peaking then. I thought, we could go meet the virgins and all that stuff.
But I was like looking in your eyes. I was like, bro, like, disable this. And then you were trying to do the opposite,
Yeah. It's my bad.
And you guys are
Nah,
still
dude, it's all
best
good.
bros.
We're still here. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's forgiveness, like, on a platter right there.
When you go through stuff like that too, when you've been through like combat together,
Yeah.
you're bonded in a different way.
Combat in his apartment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's tight.
Stakes are high because we could have killed like our family,
Yeah. Your
What
family.
my family.
What about a lady? Have you ever had to forgive a lady for doing you done you wrong? Done doing you wrong?
Yeah. I dated
Here we go.
this one girl. I won't use her real name. Madison.
Square
And
garden.
she
She's a fat, big girl, right?
she's big.
Yeah.
She's big, but I like that.
Yeah.
She used to put her boobs on my face and just smother me, and I felt so safe.
So what happened, bro?
Sometimes I would go into his room and it'd just be her and he was underneath her.
Oh God.
I like to get buried, just smothered. Well, so what happened is we're dating, we're in junior college together, and I was going out for the football team. And, I was a bit undersized and not the quickest, but I'd been training pretty hard for it. And she had more natural athletic ability than me. But I asked her, and she was like a four-sport athlete. Every season she had something going on, fall, winter, whatever.
Wow.
And then I asked her not to play, even though she wanted to. And then she ended up going out for the team, and she took my spot. I got cut, and then she was starting at Sam linebacker at the start of the season. She ended up playing in college. So people are going to be able to find her, but
She's in the XFL now.
she's in the XFL, yeah.
Oh, that's the girls' lingerie league.
Oh, that one's good. No, she's in the XFL with the fellas.
Oh, she's with the guys.
They wouldn't let her in the lingerie league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you found it in your heart to forgive her?
That's the hard part. That's why I was like, do you want to talk about this? Because I haven't forgiven her yet. Every time I see her on ESPN, just sacking the quarterback, and she does her celebration, the num-num, where she eats the ball. And I don't know. Every time I see it, it's like she's eating my heart. It's
Yeah.
like that same wound gets ripped open.
Dude.
How do you forgive someone for that?
I look, I'm not an expert, but I think you might need like some therapy. I don't know if you're willing to lay down on a couch and spill your heart to...
I don't believe in therapy anymore. Because first therapist I went to talk about it, GP, those are his initials. Right when I bring her up, he's like, oh my God, Madison, she's incredible. Like, she's so quick off the edge. Like, she can drop back into coverage.
So he was a fan.
Yeah, she can drop the hit stick on anybody. Like, you can't go over the middle on Madison. She'll num-num you. And I was like, bro, not the num-num. And
Yeah.
because
Oh, the dirty num-num.
Well, she num-nummed you in front of your parents' anniversary.
she used to tackle me. It was fun. It was cute. Like,
Yeah.
we'd just be at parties, and she would just come up and blindside me and then do the num-num celebration on me. Yeah, it was cool dating a girl who could tackle like that,
Yeah.
who had that kind of fast twitch muscle and that kind of awareness of the play, even when we weren't playing. I did find that erotic. And so when we were at family functions, hers or mine, she would just come lay the fucking truck on me, dude. And I don't care. Even if I saw her coming, I'd try to juke, but she had great, like, she'd break it down, and there was nowhere for me to go. Head was always on the right side of the tackle, and she put me on the ground.
She ever, like, look, I'm with you, bro. A good tackle is a good tackle, but that's a violent thing. Did she ever, like, hurt you, like break something or snap something? Or
I tried to tell her that, like, I thought a couple of my ribs got cracked or maybe a concussion, and she just said, like, your bell's rung, you know, you're just being soft. Like, this is the problem in our relationship, is that you cry every time I tackle you.
Every time she concusses you, she thinks you're a wimp.
Yeah, it was like my fault for not taking the hit right.
Classic.
He had internal bleeding. He almost died.
Oh my God! Did you lose the child?
It wasn't even from a hit. It was just from the hurt.
Oh wow, that's the worst kind.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Did-
Do you know your heart can lose the will to beat?
Excuse you?
Your heart can lose
your
the will
rhythmic
to
song.
beat.
Thank you. I think that's a Eurythmic song, or it's Gloria Estefan, I think.
Gloria.
Gloria Estefan. Your heart can lose the will to beat.
Your heart can lose the will to beat.
Dun, 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 dun.
And the drums are a heartbeat.
Walking down Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
I see Saks, I'm not going in because I will see my ex Robert. And if I see him, he cheated on me with Vivica. My heart will lose the will to beat. Heart will lose the will to beat. Heart will lose the beat. Vamos.
Wow,
But
bro.
you're interesting that way, where you've never forgiven a woman.
Yeah.
Well, there's a woman out there who did me so wrong that I don't think she deserves to be forgiven, and that's why I don't really like women anymore. I don't like men. I don't like people in general.
You were awarded the Medal of Honor by Biden last week.
Well-
and you showed us your Purple Hearts right before we came in here.
Let me correct you. It wasn't the Medal of Honor. It was the Medal of Honor. And this comes from my reality show, Undercover Whore.
Oh.
So instead of a Peabody or Golden Globus, I got the Medal of Honor.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Wow.
the show's been killing it in the ratings.
But so when you're writing it, are you writing it thinking of those awards, or are you just writing what's true to your heart, which is you like to be a whore, you like to be out on the streets,
Out on the streets,
you
black
like to mix it up with
miniskirt,
regular people,
regular folk, truck stop folk.
you like to fuck them, you like to suck them.
I'll fuck them. I'll roll them across the 18th green on
You
a golf course
love
with the
splatter.
morning dew. Yeah.
And so you're writing, that's just what you're writing.
Well-
You're not thinking that one day Biden's going to be saying, hey, that was a huge, tremendous gift that
see
you
it
gave to
coming.
the American. Wow.
I would have thought I would have got an Emmy for Undercover Whore before I got the Medal of Honor from Biden.
How many no's did you get on Undercover Whore before you got the green light?
I got a lot because unfortunately the person that was in charge of green lighting it was, this is a tough one to talk about, was Gumby's dog, Nopi. And every single time I submitted this idea, it was like, no. Have you ever seen Gumby?
Is that a Disney property?
No, Gumby, the little green Gumby and Pokey.
Sure, I was just talking about the IP. Yeah, no, I'm familiar. I've watched it.
Right, so Gumby's dog was called Nopi, and instead of barking, he just goes, no. So I would hand this fucking thing in over and over, Who Wants to Be a Whore or whatever the show's called.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Well, originally it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire spinoff. And it was
Undercover
it was
Whore.
Who Wants
yeah.
to Be a Whore.
Yeah.
And you had to
Yeah.
answer questions
Right.
that only a whore would know.
Yeah. So, but it's been a long
And
journey.
we just died.
And you don't go into it expecting accolades. You don't expect it. You don't go into this type of work expecting awards. praise. You just go in it because you're an artist.
Do you feel the pressure now? Do you suck guys differently? Do you fuck guys differently? Do you feel like you're not in it as much? You're not present? You're thinking about the ratings?
I got wore out after season 3, and we had to bring in someone else. So I'm behind the scenes now. She is directing, writing, producing, and we have a new street whore doing the thing.
You've changed.
Well, yes.
I just when you were first pitching the show, you were so down to earth, and now all these bigwigs are telling you you're the best at blowing people, and I can't.
Was John Stamos is now
that's who's taking
he's
over.
Undercover whore.
That's gonna be amazing.
From Facts of Life or whatever his show was. Full whore. Full House.
Right.
What's
the fresh whore of Bel Air?
The fresh whore of Bel Air. Golden whores.
Whore matters.
Whore matters.
Lucille whore.
Lucille whore.
Boy meets whore.
Charlie's whores.
Rose whore.
Rose whore. All in the whore.
Sign whore.
Sign whore. What a show.
Everybody loves whores.
Everyone loves whore.
Whore improvement.
The whore. Sis.
CSI whore.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Succession with whores.
American Horror Story.
Hey.
Unbelievable.
Should we answer some questions?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
What's is John Stamos' name? The is it John? The John's John?
Yeah, his show name is Pimple Whore. Oh God, what do we got? Questions?
Yeah.
What's up, big dogs of Stoke? So my now wife and I have been banging on parents' beds since the dawn of our relationship, and I don't know why. It started with hooking up in our friend's parents' bed in high school. We go to a mutual friend's house and always end up fooling around in the bed of our buddies' parents when they stepped away. Eventually, as we started visiting each other's parents, we'd make a point to sneak away and hook up in a parent or family member's bed if we could find an open room. Now that we are married, we end up making sweet coital memories in our own bed every time either of our parents come to visit. It's never created any problems, but I worry it may someday. Do you think it's an issue we bump uglies in the presence of parents, or are we good? I think that's awesome. I think, it's hard to keep the spark alive. And so you guys having a little mischief that's shared is wonderful. So I would keep it going as long as you can. And I actually think anytime you have company, there's something about having other people in the house. It raises the collective horniness. And so don't judge yourself, just bang away. Even if it's especially if it's my folks, because they stress me out, and that's how I cope.
So they're having sex while there's other people in the house.
Right, they're worried about that, and then they're also thinking, are we weirdos because we like to bang in other people's beds?
Wow. And you say it's totally kosher.
I like it.
Yeah. Have you done it? You power slammed while your folks were through the drywall?
Yeah.
Wow. Did they hear?
Never stop to ask.
Can only imagine. I'm laying in your bed, you're silly posturepedic, you're just about to go off into dreamland, the Sandman standing over your bed, sprinkling fine silt in your eyes, and all of a sudden you hear his puffed up fucking Golden Globus Award ass cheek slamming against the drywall.
My old roommate Joe says I'm loud. He says I'm louder than the girl.
Really? You a moaner?
Yeah.
It's guttural.
Wow, holy wombat grease.
Well, someone's got to make some noise. The girl's always so friggin' quiet.
You have a quiet gal?
No, not my current partner who I adore. But I dated she was a mime.
Oh yeah, those are hard to make. Those are hard to get going.
I mean, I heard him one time, and I thought he was watching Grease in the room. It sounded like Olivia Newton-John just belting one.
Wow.
And Joe was like, "No, that's just JT having sex." It's
with a mime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
she
you don't
was
really
talented.
I mean, I've seen mimes. They just go like this. They don't actually.
Well, that was the thing too. We never actually had sex. We just
Right, you mimed
we
it.
pantomimed it. Yeah. So I would just be on the bed like gesticulating
Yeah.
with my testicles, and I'd be like, "You like that? You like
Yeah.
that?" And
Yeah, they love it when you eat a fake apple. It really gets them wet. Mime.
What do you think about it? Have you had sex when your parents are around?
Well, if you want to have sex up in the graveyard, yes. I have pounded a few girls. My parents' graves are side by side, and there's a nice little spot in the middle with some nice fresh green grass, and I'll make the ground rock so hard the worms will come up and throw frisbees at my face.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do you make noise?
I do, yeah. Yeah.
Before your parents died, did you have sex with them in the house?
I did, but it didn't. They threw me out. At the time, I was in training to be. Have you ever seen the Ricolo commercials?
Mm-hmm.
So I was up for those commercials as the Ricolo guy, and I'm a method guy. I think you guys know that about me. And so when I would achieve with my girl, I'm back in my head. I'm always rehearsing. I'm always going for the role. So when I would achieve, it's like, Ricolo. And, 3 nights of that, and I was out on the street. That's where I got the idea for undercover whore. Just walking the streets. My parents, you'd think they'd, and I'm getting emotional here, you'd think they'd respect my commitment to want to get a role, to become the Ricolo spokesperson. And they could watch TV with their friends, with other family members, be watching a football game, be watching a movie. A commercial comes on. And there's their boy, their son, silhouetted against the sky on the side of the Alps, just Ricolo. Now tell me I didn't deserve that fucking part, you fucking sorry fucking crab-picking underwater whore crunchers. And I mean both of you when I say that.
Oh, you're referring to us.
Both of you.
I didn't have any call in it.
No, I got impassioned and but imagine, if you will, your family's gathered for the Super Bowl, let's say. All the talk of the Super Bowl is the commercials. Who doesn't love the commercials? Maybe that's why we even watch the Super Bowl, right, guys? You're gathered with your friends, your high school buddies, your college buddies. Commercial, let's say 12 comes on, just after the first quarter. Ricolo. And your father, with a tear in his eye, turns to all his buddies, 30 or 40 of them, and just looks at them and goes, as proud as can be, he goes, "That's my chee, my little chee."
So your dad was pretty progressive.
Well, I think he had actually, I think he had Geico, or might have had Aflac. I don't think he had Progressive.
But like politically, for him to adjust to like your pronouns.
Well, he just respected me on that level, but not as an actor.
That must have been hard.
So he wasn't a fan of your journey. He was just a fan of the destination.
Whoa.
Well, now I think maybe someone's being condescending. And there's only one way out. And I'm going to ask you two, if you wouldn't mind, we could do this similar to the way people join hands in a seance. I would invite you two on my journey and join me in a Ricolo blast.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Let's go.
Well, you gotta have your hands free. So on
Okay.
3, 1,
Wait, what's the noise again?
it's.
Oh, okay.
But wait till please. I'm
Yeah.
the actor. You're not.
I'm an actor.
Well, let's not push it. One, two, three. Rico. Wow. You feel that?
Yeah.
That was something special there.
Aaron, did you do it along with us? Damn.
One more then.
Whores. And I threw that just was a
That's our new
That's the
commercial.
perfect button.
yeah. I was kind
That's
of
what makes
promoting
you
my
an
show.
actor. You
Thank
got
you.
that thing.
Thank you. Fuck.
You know where there's space for the tag.
Right? A little promo for undercover whore.
That's crazy. That's skill
Right.
that develops.
You're a throat lozenge yodeler, and you segue that into a street whore reality show.
The range
guy.
is insane.
That's what I do.
You're
And
all
my-
time.
For my dad and my mom to throw me out of the house while I'm having sexual intercourse with my gal through the drywall. And when I have my moment and I Ricolo yodel, let's just say, chee isn't happy. I don't think I threw my...
I mean,
Sorry.
not only do you plow through the drywall, sometimes you get thrown through the drywall.
Yeah, sometimes you'll crack right on through. As Jim Morrison said, break on through to the other side. And boy, I did on many a night.
Mm-hmm.
One time, my dad was having a nightmare. He told me when he woke up, he had a nightmare that he was a taxidermist.
Mm-hmm.
And one night, my head crashed right through the drywall and was just my head. And he thought I was a water buffalo, and he roundhoused me right in the face. I had about 3 months of severe dental surgery
That's
to
amazing. Your
realign
dad
my
could
jaw.
get his foot that high with that kind of force.
When you're asleep and you're having night terrors, you'll swing around like a dirty ballerina with a hairy crotch at an all-you-can-eat shrimp peeling festival.
Yeah, you're not putting limitations on yourself.
Not my old man.
Do you guys want to do another cue?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I feel like I commandeered the time. I apologize.
I think you
just-
gave him plenty
Well,
to
yeah, okay.
chew on and to suck on too, Ricola.
Okay. Yeah.
Chad, JT, I love the podcast. I'm a 30-year-old looking for love. I get a lot of first dates. I'm a decent-looking guy and can always come up with a creative, funny line on Hinge. But the problem is I don't get a lot of second dates. I'm a soft-spoken, sensitive guy and sometimes get compared to Michael Cera. This is not the vibe women love. My question is, how do I become the daring, adventurous, strong, interesting man that gets women excited? I know what you're going to say. Just be yourself. Spend some time with your bros. Find some cool hobbies. Have fun. But that's not the answer I'm looking for. I want a pep talk, the kind of motivational speech that would make David Goggins crap his pants. That is all. I wasn't going to say that, actually. I have said that, and I don't think that's the solution. I think you need to do something daring and exciting, something that can carry the conversation when you're being gentle, that's so powerful in its nature that it doesn't need any oomph from the voice. I think you should go to Poland and go to the refugee camps for the people from Ukraine and volunteer for a couple weeks. You can fly to Poland. And I'll tell you this too, brother. You think you could do that anytime? You can't. I got 2 kids on the way. I can't just fly to Ukraine now to shoot stuff. I got responsibilities. I mean, I could, but not right now, not this moment. And seeing that, those options dwindle, it makes me wish I would have gone somewhere with just immense humanity and experience that. So go, baby. Go for a couple weeks, come home. You'll be that guy. Those dates will hum.
Wow. It's heavy. Nice. I challenge what you just said with all respect.
No, let's make it a discourse, baby.
Because what you offered to this guy was to go somewhere for 2 weeks and change the energy, try and find.
You should go for longer.
Well, I challenge you even. Aren't you just born with it? If you're born and you act and look and behave like Michael Cera, is it something you can eradicate? I don't think so.
It's a good question.
It's called your personality. I think if you rewire it, you become a fraud. So my advice to this guy is find something in you that's already there, a passion, and just immerse yourself in it and do what you do. And there are going to be women out there who find what you do attractive. If you're not,
Are we sure?
There's always somebody for somebody.
There's a lid for every jar,
right?
head.
There's
If you're in the Marines, you get laid.
Yeah. So my point is, if you try to adjust and put on a facade and try to be Mr. Excitement and Mr. Personality, how long can you hold that up? It's like when women wear Spanx, right? They look great under the, they're wearing a dress, they look thin, but when you get home and you pull the Spanx off and it's a cellulite braid,
Yeah, it flops
and it
out
smells
there.
like
it does.
a ferret just went piss in a cupcake.
Yeah,
The illusion's over.
that's crazy.
So you gotta be you. You just gotta be the best you. I think what's lacking here now that we're talking out loud, except for you haven't said a word. I think what's lacking is confidence. When you have confidence in anything you do, whether you're flipping pancakes or driving a truck, that's where that mojo comes from.
Easy for you to say you've done 2 tours in Nam.
Yeah.
And I think, actually, if I'm being cynical, there's a part of me that thinks you don't want to give him the keys to the kingdom because you're thinking more for me and my fiefdom.
Bingo, Granny. Under the eye, insulin. Bingo.
You're hogging it, dude.
Let that loser sit at home and play with his magic pinky. I'll be out thunder plowing the ladies at truck stop 46 on I-29, right behind Sparky's Donuts.
You glaze the donuts.
Glaze it deep and French cruller it weep.
Yeah, you're a big fan of glaze.
Yeah.
You like the glaze.
I have a glazed ham tramp stamp on my
I
back.
saw that.
Yeah.
Is that where your Johns, you tell them to aim on that? Tell them it's Thanksgiving dinner?
Maybe. I'm not going to give away all my stories. Excuse me. Sorry.
So what we're saying is this guy should become a whore.
No, I'm saying this guy should find his inner mojo and stop chasing. He's not happy with who he is. He's looking for something else.
He wants to do something. I think that's okay, right? We should foster that in people. I think we maybe too often tell people just be yourself. I'm like, well, maybe go for it. Maybe,
I agree. I think
Teddy
you should
Roosevelt.
do things, but don't think that by, let's say you go on safari in Africa and chase a lion, or you hang glide off a cliff.
All good options.
That's a moment. But it doesn't create your personality. It doesn't define you.
No, you got to be okay sitting still with yourself. But I do think those moments are more than a moment. They carry. And I think that you string enough of those moments together, something in you happens. And all of a sudden...
Does it?
You're Michael Cera, but you're Michael Cera with some...
Peptides.
Have you ever seen someone's Instagram post where it's a collage of their life, and 1 minute they're riding a horse, and then they're driving a Land Rover through Africa, and then they're rock climbing, and then they're snorkeling.
But that's
and
all
it all
BS.
looks great.
But I'm not talking about the BS stuff. I'm not talking about like exciting vacations. I'm talking about like putting yourself into situations that are greater than yourself.
Like, give me an example.
Like
I'm struggling here, guys.
Like helping out the refugees, going on tour with the Fugees. I'm talking about,
see.
The in-betweens.
So putting others ahead of your needs.
In a cool way.
Okay.
Well, those are all the options I could think of.
Yeah.
Because I was considering both.
Isn't it funny, all the options we've come up with, and yet someone at this table remains silent?
Yeah, what do you think?
It's like he hates people.
That's true. So what I'm gathering is that...
Oh, that's heavy.
So what you're saying...
He delivered it lightly, though.
Yeah.
What you're saying is put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
You go do stuff.
And what you're saying is be comfortable with yourself.
Well, it's not...
Be yourself. Invest in your passion. Okay.
Bingo.
Go volunteer for an F1 team and help out on the cruise. in the pit stops?
I think it's a combo of both. Maybe I think it's follow your joy. You know? Just follow whatever makes you happy, and then just say yes to life. Whatever comes at you, accept it. Be like, all right, I'm doing that now. All right, I'm doing this. But there's also something to be said for taking massive action.
Yeah, or he doesn't have to go like to a war, but he volunteer to be a butcher's apprentice. Learn how to break down a pig or a cow.
Get out in the world. I have found if I isolate at home, and then I actually go out into the world, I learn something I would have never learned. And that's something that I'll always dread it, and I'll be like, I don't even want to go out. And then you go out, and then you're like, wow, I took away so much from that experience.
When you look in someone's eyes, you want to know they've lived, they've seen some stuff.
Yeah, one time I was on I-65, and I went to this donut shop, and I was just gonna get a glazed, donut, and I found a glory hole.
That's what I'm saying.
And I just rammed this guy all the way to, right into the Mojave.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Look, we're casting right now for Undercover Horror, right? Because what you just said, I think you might be.
You think I could be a whore?
I mean, Stamos' contract ends this season.
And he's long in the tooth.
Yeah, if you want to street walk, do you have a black leather mini skirt or anything?
I've got 4.
Are you serial?
Yeah, I've got 4. I do yoga.
I think we might have found our new undercover whore.
Yeah, I drink maca powder.
Welcome to Horror Town, skank.
Squid.
Well, let's not.
Whores don't squid?
Well, I don't know what that was. It felt like this was an old lady's tit and you were a pervert. Did you see that?
Well said. Well said.
I mean, show them. Old tit pervert. And now he's squeezing it. And out comes the powdered milk. Wow.
Yeah.
Squid Games right in your face.
Should we hop to the next part?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Chad, what's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is a nice Polish sausage.
Oh, wow. Wait, isn't that pork?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was just thinking, you know what? Yeah, you're right. But I was just thinking of meat, just all encompassing.
Meat, okay, yeah. Not beef, just meat.
Yeah, but because I've done every type of beef. But now I'm on the Polish sausage, and I'm just craving hot dogs. I'm craving mustard. I'm craving relish. I'm craving hot peppers. I'm craving a tomato on there.
A lot of tubular meats.
I like tubular meats.
Welcome to Undercover Horror. You're on your way.
Thanks.
It started.
Wait, are you for real right now?
I'm just saying it. As soon as we kind of offered you the gig, your mind's focusing on.
That's all I can think of.
And it goes back to what I was saying about being method.
Yeah.
So something in you.
Well, what's weird is I just went from wanting kettle chips to Pringles.
Right. Yeah.
My beef of the week is just people who are obsessed with calling other people pedophiles. It is gone. People are just ready to pull the trigger and shoot that shot on anybody, and I think we just need a little more basis. Like I'm looking at a Tom Hanks post on some entertainment aggregator on IG, and he's saying he's been in some bad movies. It's not even circling around any of that dark stuff. All the comments are, he's a pedo. He's on the Epstein logs. Pedo Tom. All the comments are saying this. Just regular Tom, Dick, and Harrys from around the country just throwing a huge accusation at, I think, the ultimate America's sweetheart. You know what I mean? And so I go in, I'm like, where are y'all hearing this? No one answers. I do a Goog. Top 4 things say he's not on the logs. I go, I don't know what's going on, but the available info says he wasn't on those flight logs. And then some guy goes, top search results. How naive. Picking on me, like on where I got my info from. I go, okay, where'd you get your info? He writes brain, his brain. That's, I guess, I mean, maybe he's being like a little bit humorous, but he didn't give me anything else. He didn't give me any source I could go look at. I'm like, dudes, you might need some sources if we're going to start, you know, calling people like Tom Hanks the worst thing imaginable, just, you know, real willy-nilly about it and just like, oh yeah, he's a pedophile. Like, I'm like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Why are we talking about it all the time? And then look, I know some people are on those logs. And some big, important people are on there. Some people I really liked have been on those logs. But that's a different thing. Don't just start adding people because it's exciting. Tom Hanks has been through enough.
Yeah, where did that even come from? Where did that whole thing percolate from?
For me or for in general?
For him, for Tom Cruise, because I've seen stuff like that too where they say he's a pedo. But where did that generate from?
I don't know. People just like to say it. Like if you're just, they just assume anyone who's in any position of fame or success must be doing that. And look, I'm not even saying, they might know someone who's done it, but they probably don't talk about that. You think a pedo's just going to come up to Tom Hanks and be like, hey, I'm a pedo? Tom Hanks the last person you'd tell that to. Mm-hmm. He talked to him about other stuff like jazz, you know, typewriters. Yeah. And then people just like to say it. They just say, oh, this person's doing well. They seem like a nice person. I bet you they're the darkest thing imaginable. And look, I got a cynical heart, but I'm not going to start calling Tom Hanks that.
But why him in particular? I mean, there's a lot of rich and famous people. Why did they single him out? Was there some sort of even a foggy incident that might have sparked this weird rumor? Or
I don't know. Look, I don't have all the available information. I'm just shooting from the hip, saying he's not the thing that other people are saying. I should have more research holstered for this. I think the reason they picked Tom Hanks is because he's the last person you would expect. So if you're creating an internet rumor, what's like the most insane person you could pick? Tom Hanks. I also think if Tom Hanks was doing that, Chet would have told us by now.
Who?
His son Chet.
Chet Hanks.
Yeah. Because for all his...
How old is he?
Like 30.
Okay.
For all his whatever public negatives are, that guy says what he thinks. And I don't think he'd protect his old man.
Wow. Heavy stuff, Brosh.
I'm sorry.
No, it's great. I had to get it out. You don't want to carry that around.
I just love Tom Hanks.
Big.
Huge. Fan.
No, the movie Big.
Oh, right. The one, Forrest Gump. Yeah, it was gigantic.
No, he did a movie called Big.
No, he's done a lot of big movies.
Right, but one of them was actually big.
No, like most of them are big.
He's been in like
yeah,
box
but
office.
did you see the big one?
Yeah, Apollo 13.
Man Called Otto?
No, Big.
That was underrated.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the big one.
Oh, yeah, the one where he's in junior college or whatever. He directed that one.
No. This movie was really...
Oh, The Terminal.
No, this was before that, the big movie.
His accent was on point in that.
Oh. It was before it was even before Forrest Gump, the big movie.
The first Toy Story.
No, that was after.
Philadelphia.
Oh.
No, that was the AIDS movie.
Yes.
It was big before AIDS. Big AIDS Toy Story.
Sleepless in Seattle. Oh.
No, Big AIDS Gump Toy Story.
I thought you were describing the movie. That's why I thought.
We don't know anything from like. Are you talking about something from like the 80s?
He did a movie and it was big.
Yeah, most of them are. He's a huge movie star.
Yeah, no, he's like the biggest movie star.
Guys, there was a movie in the 80s, 1980s. I don't know how old you are. Tom Hanks was in Big.
Yeah, he was in Big with like the agents, and some people think he was in Big with like pedophile rings and stuff, and that's what I'm fighting against.
How do I word this? There was a movie, and it was big. Tom Hanks played a guy in this big movie.
What?
It was big.
What happens in this thing you're talking about?
So he wishes he was bigger than he already is, and so he gets big and does a movie, and it's big.
So he's like a kid in the movie?
He's a grown kid who's big.
That sounds like some pedophile stuff.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, he's a boy who gets big, and the movie big was really big.
And
by the way,
when the kid gets big, does he have sex with anyone or get romantic with anyone?
there's a scene in the movie, and I'm not saying there's a scene in the movie where there's a bunk bed.
And Tom Hanks is in the bunk bed?
He's in the bunk bed, in big. There's a boy, I think he's 14.
Who's inside of Tom Hanks?
Yeah, he's inside of Tom, and he's big.
That's where the pedo stuff comes from. He did it.
Are you cereal?
Probably. He was in a bunk bed. He's a 14-year-old kid inside of him.
Oh my God, this is big.
The kid wasn't Wade Robson, was he?
Wade? What, he's in a fountain? What do you mean?
This guy Wade?
In a fountain?
Yeah.
Or in a lake?
Tom Hanks
Was wading
molested Wade Robson?
in a fountain?
In a movie.
In a bunk bed.
But, I mean, in the 80s, they were going for realism.
This was in big?
This is big. This could be huge. I mean, I'm kind of doing a full 180 here.
I think they talked about a huge sequel. But
Where, on an island?
no, there was big, and then they were talking about a huge sequel.
Who's the financier?
I guess Paramount?
They're in bed with him,
He's a pedo.
euphemistically. And maybe literally.
Isn't that funny how you answered your own question? It only took half an hour, but somehow you found the answer.
Well, you know,
That's no small feat.
the journey to truth is uneven and long, but worthwhile. You know who said that?
The pedophile?
Your principal. Gordy.
Wow, this whole show's been sort of like a full circle.
I'm big on that.
Me too.
Do you have a beef of the week? Jinx.
You touched on it with the pedo thing. And my beef of the week, and it actually involves some meats, I don't like when we finally do catch a real pedo, okay? The Tom Hanks pedo thing is hyperbole, okay? We don't know. It's hearsay. It's rumor. But there is a true pedo, and his name's what?
Geppetto.
Well, close. Jared Pedo.
Oh.
From Subway. Maybe that's the Latin pronunciation, Geppetto. But Jared Pedo from Subway. Now here's my beef. This guy gets caught being a pedo. Back to what you said. Where does he go? He goes to a prison. In the United States, the prisons are almost like rolling hotels. 3 meals a day, television, little buddies, orange clothing. Okay? So where's the real punishment? He's got a roof over his head. He can have visitors. So what do we do to make life miserable for Jared Pedo? Here's what I did. I took it upon myself to go up and visit him. They have the little booth with the glass in between. Jared from Subway, what does he like? He likes boys, he likes flesh, and he loves lunch meats. So I, in order to punish him, because I think he's got it too good, and here's where my beef plays in, I go up for a friendly visit. Oh, hello. And as we're chatting, I slowly take my shirt off, present flesh to the pedo, and reach under the table, and I brought this in my bag, fresh cold cuts. Bologna, ham, spice loaf, American cheese, salami. I'm dressing myself like a Subway number 2 cold cut combo. Here's pedo, Jared Pedo, looking through the glass, and now he's paying for his crimes because I am tormenting this child-loving freak like a hummingbird sucking pus out of an acne-riddled child on the side of a grease wagon. And I'm just slapping the meat. I'm looking like a human cold cut Subway number 2, and he's just drooling, and he can't get to it. He's clawing through that bulletproof plexiglass, and his mouth is on it like a goldfish sucking algae off the side of an aquarium. And made him pay. So yes, I had a beef, but I did something about it.
That's what makes you a dynamic man.
Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Good on you.
Chad, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is Abraham Lincoln. You know, I was driving here and I saw Lincoln Square in Burbank. And Abraham, he's just the guy. He's the guy.
I agree.
You know, not only that, he's like, I think he's the first fashionable president.
Top hat.
Neared. Good speeches.
Was hip enough to be the first assassinated.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the others that followed.
Yeah.
You know, he did it first.
Yeah. I've heard, you know, there's tales that his ghost haunts the Ford Theater in the White House.
That's right.
And, yeah, he'll tell people, he's like, you better not die here. This is my spot.
That's what you call a caring ghost.
Yeah.
I got a funny story if you'll indulge me.
Hit me with it.
As you know, Lincoln's one of the 4 presidents up on Mount Rushmore. We got Lincoln, we got Reagan, we got Carter and Obama.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've ever done a Taco Bell drive-through in the middle of the night.
Mm-mm.
Like, you ever just get the munchies and go through a Taco Bell drive-through and get like nachos Bel Grande and quarta squalicchio and nachoshes clang. I don't speak Spanish.
Brosefiash.
There you go. So I loaded up. I was up there in Mount Rushmore country. I think it's in South Dakota. It's probably 2 a.m. One of those still nights where the moon's full, 1 million stars in the sky. You can hear the crickets singing. You can hear the owls hooing. I probably slam 4 Nacho Bel Grandes and like 5 hard tacos, onions, sour cream, just power cranking it, right? I get my climbing kit out, right? And it's building. This stuff's building inside. Get on to Rushmore. It's closed. It's 2 a.m. Lasso fucking Lincoln's Mole. Now I got my climbing hooks on that fucker Cindy Crawford. Hand over hand, right? Get up in his fucking giant nostril. Okay, this thing's 78 feet across and 28 feet back to front. I get right up in the top of this guy's nostril, essentially a giant cave. Pull down the climbing Lululemons. Just count to 3 and just like cranked.
Right all over it.
Well, just it's the acoustics, because now you're up Lincoln's left nostril. You're letting the thunder roll, and the fucking bats that flew out of there, a fucking bald eagle, didn't even fly, dropped, like hit the rocks below. They found it dead. I could have been charged.
Yeah.
But just the acoustics. I mean, this is the type of nostril the Boston Orchestra would want to play.
Wow.
And I'm in there blasting a Taco Bell Grande Thunder Crumbler at 2 a.m. The crickets stopped. I saw some lights go out in the village below for about 3 minutes, come back on. But just the acoustics. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to commandeer your story, but to let that story go without saying it. And then I climb out. I'm already on a peak. What does the actor in me do? Ricolo. Climb down, back at the Motel 6 before the sun comes up, cuddled up in my snot and cracker-crusted sheets, out like a baby with spinal bifida.
I didn't know you were a blastician.
When you're in someone's nostril, a president's nostril, you're going to let it pop, guy. Life's a parade. Get a kettle drum and bang it.
Yeah. I
Do
heard
you have narcolepsy?
No.
Because you just hit a big wall. Look at your face.
I'm hungover. I've been playing hurt the whole time. You didn't even know.
No, this is different. Your face actually metamorphosized.
Well, I'm a good actor.
No, you're like it's just sagged. It's like it melted. There you go. Now it's coming back a little. Like, I'm not trying to fuck
Let me wake
with you.
it up. Let me wake it up.
You just dropped.
Put me on. Put me in.
No, it's back now. But there was about my whole Abraham Lincoln story, you were on another dimension.
Well, I'm a huge Lincoln guy, and you defecating in his nostril?
Well, I didn't defecate. I did a Kenny G F sharp.
Oh, I thought you were shitting.
No, it was a fart. The acoustic.
Oh, okay.
You
but
saw me go.
I thought that was shit.
No, you don't shit up a president's nose. What are you, an animal?
All right, well, then we're on the same page, and we're no longer
let's
a team
do
of
this.
rivals. We're brothers.
Okay. But you really checked out on me, guy.
No, come on.
Well, I saw your face. It just sagged like it was like a melting candle on the edge of REO Speedwagon summer home.
I had a beer and a half last night.
Well, maybe you should have had the other half and not even come in.
I poured it out for my dead homie, Abraham Lincoln. Every
Sorry,
time.
I didn't mean to commandeer your story, Brosh.
I've
No, that was way
wasted.
better than I
I've
had.
poured. Not wasted. Sorry, I've honored 80 beers over my life for Abraham Lincoln.
Are you serial?
You know why 80?
Why?
It's how many lines there are in the Gettysburg Address.
50 years ago. Oh man, you're right. Wow. I didn't even realize that. Great. What was that? What was that? What? Is that a kiss, bro? Because I think I made it clear Daddy doesn't party on Fun Street.
Daddy said some things along those lines, but
Look, when I'm doing...
little buddy boy was reading underneath and seeing some subtext that might need a little dom sub action.
I'm an actor, okay? All the stuff I did on Undercover Whore, it's acting.
But what made you choose that part? You wanted to do it.
I am an actor. I'm a writer. I'm creative. I just wanted it.
But you keep every time we talk, the next part you want is something that does that.
Well, all I'm saying is it's acting, and for you to sit there and blow me kisses like a koi fish with epilepsy, I'm not going to respond to that. Did you see him over his...
That sounds like dirty talk to me. That's not how I was kissing.
Well...
My baby of the week, Amy Winehouse.
Oh, wow.
One of the best singers of all time.
You think?
Absolutely.
Why?
Well, it's the vocal range and then it's the emotion that she can put into each line too. And when you got that combo, it's rare and it needs to be celebrated. So I was listening to something off like her first major album. And, you know, it's a little slow and I want more chorus, but that's the thing too. She's an artist. She doesn't just give you the hit. She really has to do it the way she wants to do it. Everything she does, I'm like, that's an artist. That's an artist. She just exudes authenticity, or did rather.
I agree. She's real.
She's real.
And in a world of stars created in boardrooms, and a world of stars who all come out, especially the women, and do these crazy choreographed dances that they never should be doing because they're made up by a dance person. Amy would just come out and stand there and belt it out, and her biggest dance move was just to roll her shoulders or bob her head. She was real.
She gave you truth. She gave you her truth.
And the music that came out of her and the tone and the passion, it was all authentic. It was organic. It wasn't contrived. I agree with you 100%.
Full
Wow.
circle.
Full circle.
Who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week. Wow. Really tight question. Really tight. I think I'm going to go with Dionne Warwick.
Oh.
Because she asked an important question once. She asked, do you know the way to San Jose? Ba 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 da ba ba ba. And my middle name is ba 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 da ba ba ba. I'm Greek. And whenever I heard that song, do you know the way to San Jose? Ba 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 da ba ba ba. She was talking to me.
Yeah.
And when I showed up at her house in the middle of the night and told her, showed her on my phone, I had Google Maps up, I would have thought she would have respected that a lot more before the police got there. But that's okay. She's still always going to be my babe because sometimes you think they're talking to you.
I know, when she was scared in the corner calling the cops,
Yeah.
she was saying a little prayer.
And I'm outside the window. I know the way to San Jose. Ba 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 da, ba ba. And she'd yell back, "Do you know the way?" And I go, "Yes, I know the way to San Jose." Ba 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 da, ba ba. And then eventually the night got long. Just get the fuck off my lawn, Night Stalker. Ba 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 fa
Night
fuck
Stalker?
off. Well, she got, eventually she got really kind of mean about it.
She's a psychic, too.
Oh yeah, she's a psychic. She should have known I was coming.
That's on her.
That's on her, now that I think about it.
When you rang the doorbell and she opened it, you said, "It's me."
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's it. I used my first name
You used the
instead
first
of my
name-
middle name. I should have said, "Hey, it's ba 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 da ba ba." But I was like, "Hey, he's here."
I mean, you have any Michael Jackson impersonator come to your door,
Fuck yeah, bro.
you're gonna call the FBI. I mean,
Full circle, brosh.
Got him on speed dial.
I think that's what happened. I think you need to go back. And,
Well, she's dead now.
oh crap!
You know how J. Edgar got that last name? Hoovered those beers.
Yeah.
Are you serious? I thought because he got killed by a vacuum cleaner. Wasn't he run over by a Hoover?
That is crazy coincidental.
Huh.
Sometimes life just puts the exclamation point on it for you.
Yeah.
Chad, who's your legend of the week?
Oh, wow.
We're almost there.
My legend of the week is it's lube,
Nice.
which is fitting for to be in the presence of a whore such as yourself.
Thank you.
And I mean lube, not just physically, but also metaphorically. Sometimes physically you need to lube up so you can get in there. You need to lube up the doorknob, the hinges, your cock.
That's true. We only talk about lube for wieners.
Yeah, no,
But lube is everywhere.
I'm talking WD-40.
And everything's better when it's lubed.
Everything you want, if your life is lubed, it's smooth.
Yeah.
You're smooth riding.
You're like a snow otter.
Exactly.
Just going right down that hill in life.
Exactly. Later, dudes. And so physical lube, but also metaphorical lube. You want to slide down that hill.
Yeah.
You want to slide up the hill. Anti-gravity.
Jiffy Lube. I went there last week. $60. Can you believe it?
For an oil change?
For a lube. And they put you on that hydraulic lift and you're up in the air for it.
Well, I thought you charged $300 for your whore services.
No, this was them. Jiffy Lube, the place.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought
they
put
set
you up
their
on a
own
lift.
prices. They have the hydraulic lift. They'll
I
send you
thought
up
they
there.
put you on a lift.
They did,
Yeah.
but it's only $60.
Oh, okay.
It's their prices, not mine.
And you sit on it?
You lay on it. They change your fluids.
Oh.
In a jiffy, who can calibrate what a jiffy is? There's minutes, there's seconds, there's hours. Who knows exactly what a jiffy is? Maybe the elves in the forest.
Yeah, they have a good
They
read on
know.
time.
They probably do things in a jiffy. Their little curly shoes.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know if you smoke DMT, you meet the elves and they explain that time is just not even really a thing.
It's
And
not.
that's why they know it so well. Because they
Okay.
just make it up.
So they maybe made up jiffy.
Yeah.
The elves, Jiffy who?
Say what now?
I don't know.
See
Like Whoville?
Exactly.
Whoville?
Whoville.
My legend of the week?
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins.
Who's that?
Great actor. Passed away about a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him a little short in this movie called Paris Je t'aime. And dude, the way the guy can bring gruff, like, attitude and like kind of real masculinity to stuff, because you feel it. You're like, he's not a big dude, but you're like, this guy's got like a force to him, a weight to him. Like he's a man. but he's so sincere and gentle on top of it. And that's what I really love about it, is you can feel how loving he is in everything he does.
I agree. Passionate actor.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's the passion.
He was in Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. Are you in Roger Rabbit?
No. I wish.
Who's your legend of the week?
Sade. Without even taking a breath, Sade.
Chet, what's your quote of the week?
Oh. My quote of the week is well, there's one thing you said earlier, but I can't remember. Is something about
I think I might know what it was.
Can you sense it?
Ricolo. Am I right?
Yeah. Squid.
Well, let's not grab Granny's tit. Come on, guy. Oh. Creepy.
My quote of the week is by Philip Roth in his book, Portnoy's Complaint. Now, look, we're guys who talk about dicks a lot. And I don't think I've ever read a better paragraph of dick talk than the one in this book. This is him describing his dad's dick. And as for his schlong, to me, with that fingertip of a prick that my mother likes to refer to in public, once okay, but that once will last a lifetime, as my little thing. So that's his mom talking about his thing. But back to his dad. His schlong brings to mind those fire hoses coiled along the corridors at school. Schlong. The word somehow catches exactly the brutishness, the meatishness that I admire so. The sheer mindless, weighty, and unself-conscious dangle of that living piece of hose through which he passes streams of water as thick and strong as rope, while I deliver forth slender yellow threads that my euphemistic mother calls a cis. A cis, I think, is undoubtedly what my sister makes. Little yellow threads that you can sew with. Do you want to make a nice cis, she asked me, when I want to make a torrent. I want to make a flood. I want, like he does, to shift the tides of the toilet bowl.
Is that a quote or a fucking book? I mean, that was a little long for a quote.
I'm sorry. I know, but I've been talking about it for weeks, and I really think it's going to help a lot of people.
I just want to stay for the record, though. My whole thing about the dicks, as you call it, and all that stuff, I'm doing it for a work thing. I don't like that stuff. That's just undercover whore. That's part of the. It's just an acting thing.
But at what point when you're doing spin-off series, you're writing new scripts that are centered around the same stuff.
It's okay. It's acting.
But you seem to be pursuing.
How many sequels did they do to Shrek? You know. So let's just.
What's your quote of the week?
Well, I know there's a lot of married folks that watch your show. I think the core audience for this podcast, going deep with Shadnjit, going deep with Shadnjit. How do you say it?
Shadnjit.
Oh, it's French?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of the audience watching Shadnjit is married men. And so my quote, and I'll look right into the camera, all you married men, today is the first day of the rest of your wife.
Oh.
Fuckers.
It's beautiful.
Is that diet?
No, thanks. I'm straight.
Chet, what's your phrase of the week for getting after it?
Oh, this is what I used to say as a kid in summers. I'd get fired up, and I'd be like, Dad, let's go get French fries, ketchup, and Coke.
Oh, that's cool.
Go to McDonald's.
Wow.
Good old days. Nothing better than a nice Coke and a hot.
Your
old
dad
day.
did that for you?
Yeah, and he'd slap the pancakes right on my ass.
My old man never did that.
He didn't put pancakes on your ass?
No, we went fast food. He always put pancakes on my ass, but we never took us for fast food. So you're lucky, your old man. How often did he do that?
Every Saturday.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. I could sense it from you. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a light has been dimmed inside of you
Bingo.
because you didn't have McNuggets.
They didn't even have McNuggets when I was a boy.
What'd they have?
They weren't invented yet. I'm a little bit older than you two. Not much, but a little.
You know, Ray Dalio made a killing on chicken McNuggets. When he found out McDonald's was going to put that into their menu, he invested heavily in chicken seed.
Did he?
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a legend.
Yeah. There's a book called Fast Food Nation.
Yeah, Linklater made a movie out of it.
The movie's very different from the
Bad.
book.
Movie's bad.
The movie's bad. It actually doesn't follow the book at all. But if you read the book Fast Food Nation, it tells the story of fast food in the United States from its inception right up to the book was published, I think, in the early 90s. But basically, the fast food landscape hasn't changed much since all the key players are in it. So if you want a fascinating read about how McDonald's altered the poultry industry, secondly, and firstly, altered the potato industry when they introduced frozen French fries. People don't have any idea how deeply it impacted the economy of the whole country. First the potatoes, and then the McNuggets changed the whole poultry industry to the tunes of billions of dollars, and how chickens were farmed and how potatoes were harvested. It's a pretty fascinating read.
I'm gonna read that next. That sounds
Yeah,
great.
it's really good. It's fascinating.
That was like a one that got referenced a lot when I was in my teen years, and I
Yeah.
never read it. But I'd hear like little snippets from it. I'd be like, oh, that's fucked.
Oh yeah, it
up.
would hold up even today.
But
because-
I hear if you read it, like you don't want to eat fast food afterwards. Like it's one of those guys.
Well, there's another documentary called Food Inc., which was done in the 90s. It's a documentary, and it peels back the curtain. You know, it shows the slaughterhouses and the ingredients and the additives and everything. And despite all that stuff, we still line up and eat this stuff. You know, I first read the book, and when I first saw Food Inc., I was like, oh no, never again. And within a week, I'm at McDonald's. You just blur it out.
You know what's interesting? I care more about my dog's diet than my own.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you give what do you give your dog to drink?
Diet Coke.
Are you cereal?
Yeah. I'm Coke Zero.
Do you give your dog tap water?
No, never.
What do you give it to drink?
Diet Coke.
For real?
Yeah.
When you're not giving it Diet Coke, what do you give it? What kind of water?
Aquafina.
Are you cereal?
Sometimes I'll do Dasani.
Because here's my claim. Here's my observation. Dogs and cats, domestic pets, how often do you hear your friends say, my dog has a tumor, my cat has cancer, my dog has cancer, and then they die, or you spend $3,000 getting the tumor removed. Now, where do you ever hear that a lion or a deer or a zebra has a tumor or cancer? So what are the domestic animals doing that we're doing?
Going to the vet?
No, they're drinking tap water.
Oh.
That's the only thing we share with them that is exactly the same. We drink tap water. They drink tap water. Wild animals don't drink tap water. Are they getting cancer and tumors? But somehow humans and domestic pets are getting cancer and tumors. I'm not saying it's fact, but it's an interesting concept.
Could it be that they die from sooner, like predation and like elements, so they don't get to the point where they get cancer?
What, wild animals?
Yeah.
Well, I think there'd be some traces of it.
That's true.
I mean,
That's the saddest thing ever. A little cubby lion getting like you know.
Leukemia?
Yeah.
Well, they don't. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it's rampant for all I know, but I've never heard of a wild animal coming up with tumors and cancer. But how many times have you had a friend tell you their dog or their cats?
Yeah, I know. I only give her filtered water.
You do?
Yeah, I don't give her tap water.
Okay, well, maybe your dog will live longer.
I've been reading about this stuff because I went to the vet, and now there's a company, Just Food. Now I just give her real food.
Real food meaning like roadkill?
Yeah.
Like what do you mean real food?
Well, you know, like the food you go to Ralph's, that's not real food.
So what's the real food?
Well, you know, there's squirrels in my backyard, and I just, you know, I don't have any weapons, but I'll just catch them and I'll just rip their heads off.
And feed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She tries to do it, but I'm like, this is, you know,
She?
yeah, this
It's a girl?
this is Daddy's job. Yeah.
It's a dog or a cat?
Dog.
Kind?
Golden retriever.
So shouldn't you let it do it? You're sort of taking work away from it. If it's a retriever and you're not getting it retrieve its own food, sounds like you just have a golden to me.
Damn.
My phrase of the week for getting after it is from the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer. And at the end, the protagonist, Josh Waitzkin, is getting ready to throttle this pretentious douche in their chess finals. And he's got the guys, the guy doesn't even know he's done, dead to rights. Waitzkin's got him. He sees the move. But Waitzkin, although he did display a little killer instinct at his core, he's a good dude. And he offers his hand to his nemesis and says, "Take the draw."
Take the what now?
Take the draw.
So we had a lisp?
He has a little lisp.
Take the draw?
Take the draw.
The drawer.
Take the draw.
Were they assembling something from IKEA?
No, like a tie.
Oh, I thought you said drawer.
No,
Take
like,
the draw.
take the draw.
Take the draw.
The draw.
What was this? From
Searching for Bobby Fischer?
the chess player.
Yes.
Oh, take the draw in the chess match.
Yes, sir.
And who said that, Bobby or the opponent?
All these kids want to be Bobby Fischer, but the movie says, is that a good thing when Bobby's kind of, you know, gone off the deep end in his brain? So this kid kind of saves his own soul in the end by saying, take the draw.
Well, it would make sense, and it sounds like it wasn't Bobby who had the speech impediment.
No.
But in real life, Bobby Fischer had all his teeth extracted. He had all the teeth with fillings extracted because it was his belief that the government was using the mercury to communicate through his fillings. He was a very strange man, but who knows, he could have been right. What do we know?
Price of genius, right? Like, was it worth it for him to be that good at chess to not be able to stop his brain from thinking in very complicated, maybe unsubstantiated ways?
Yeah.
But he couldn't rein it in. But this kid, he reins it in. He says he doesn't go to be the grand champion that Bobby was. He just says, I can live with myself not being the best. Take the draw.
What do you think? Is that the way to
No, I'm not
go?
necessarily that's right.
Yeah.
I think the world, here's what I think. I think if you're born sweet, we got to put some killer in you. But if you're born a killer, we got to put some sweet in you. And this kid needed some killer in him. But at the end, he still chooses sweet. But he has the capacity to be a killer on the chessboard.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get down to the best chess player in the world and ask for a draw. You sure he wasn't playing Elmer Fudd?
No, but that's like what he sounded like. I might be umphing it too for the pod.
I suggest you take the draw. I mean, that's what
That's
I'm
Elmer.
hearing. Well,
What's your phrase that we for
Okay.
getting after it?
my phrase for getting after it is, I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. That's from John Carpenter's They Live.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Rowdy Piper.
Yeah.
Ooh. Harlan, thank you so much for coming back in.
Proceffioshes. I mean, I don't think I've had so much fun leaning over a cedar.
Oh, you know what
before.
we should do before we end it? Aaron mentioned this before and we haven't said it once.
Oh, one of these? The power slam?
Yeah.
Maybe we do that instead of shaking hands at the end. We do a 3-way power slam.
Let's hit it.
Hey, guys, it was really good to be here.
That was awesome.
That was
Felt
sick.
a little like sonic force go up the middle there.
I see it.
That was cool.
There's a collective energy.
Should we go out with a fucking yodel while we're at it?
Let's hit a yodel.
Thank